Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Lizzie McGuire Season 1 Episode Day of the Dead. So this is a Halloween episode. Day of the Dead, I can't say the Spanish name, is what Mexican people celebrate for Halloween. Their celebration is completely different than that of like American type Halloween, where they actually, as you can tell in the title, celebrate the dead. And so this episode focuses a bit more on Miranda than it does that of Lizzie. I love Lizzie McGuire. It was a great show back in the day. It kickstarted the whole craze of the new Disney era, where it focused solely on like a female character. And so like Miranda, like, cause see in the show Lizzie McGuire, everybody's white except for Gordo. I think he's Jewish, and Miranda, the character, is Mexican. However, the actress I just learned today is Filipino. Because both her parents came from the Philippines. Now, originally, since it's both Halloween and it's Hispanic Heritage Month, I was like, okay, I remember there was a Lizzie McGuire episode that was kind of like Day of the Dead about Halloween and stuff like that. And I know it had to do a lot with Miranda. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do that for Halloween. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, I would like to do a Miranda episode, especially after how she left in season 2, halfway in there and stuff. And so I was looking on Disney Plus, and there really aren't no Miranda solo episodes. Because it focuses solely on Lizzie, and everybody else is just supporting characters, and the main cast and stuff. And so all the solo Miranda episodes aren't really like they're interesting and they're cool, but it's like she doesn't like learn like no real like lesson and nothing like that. There's one where somebody thought she stole something from the mall, and then she didn't, but then she wrote an essay but just copied off something like some type of like book or something like that, and just paraphrase what that person wrote. So that's not a really good episode. And there's one where she wants to be like an actress in the theater, but her acting sucks. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that. Then there's one where she's crushing on a guy, but he crushes on Lizzie, and that pisses her off. So I didn't want to do that. So then I'm all like, you know what I'm saying? I can't think of no like Miranda solo episodes that are like, stellar and everything. But then as I started looking up the actress, I'm like, what is her last name? And so I don't have my computer with me right now. And so her name is, I think it is Lalaine, because she normally goes by Lalaine. And so that's all she ever went by. So nobody really never knew her last name until she finally told people back in like 2019. And so I look up online, it's a Spanish sounding name. It's like Lorraine, I think Garcia, Paris or something like that. God, I can't remember. I know it's P-A-R, I think. And I think in Spanish you say the A like an E. But I can't remember what the rest of the spelling is. But it sounds very Latino. But I'm like, how can that be if she's from the Philippines? That's like East Asia and everything. And then I started stopping. I thought about my friend from the Philippines I had back in college. She always looked Hispanic and sounded, she had like a Spanish type accent. And I asked her, like, if you're from the Philippines, why don't you look Asian? And why are you so dark? And why you have a Spanish sounding name? And she's told me a long time ago something about like, certain Hispanic people colonized like the country, and they influenced the people there and stuff like that. So after doing some more digging online, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to screw this up like Zorro, because originally I was going to do The Mask of Zorro, the movie, because the television show, one day I am going to talk about the TV show, and one day I am going to talk about the movie, just not for Hispanic month. And so I'm like, I couldn't do the TV show because Zorro was played by a white dude. And so when I was doing the movie, I'm like, okay, Antonio Banderas, like he's Hispanic and everything. But then I looked online and it says he's from Spain, but he's from like the white part of Spain. And so I'm all like, wait, hold up. Is he not really Hispanic? Like I'm confused. Even he doesn't know. He said he came to America and they literally made him check like the Hispanic box and everything. because he doesn't come from the Spanish speaking part of Spain. He comes from more like the English part. And so I'm just like, but he looks Hispanic. Because I know the Mask of Zorro was very whitewashed. And I will get into that one day. And so I'm like, okay, I want to do a Miranda episode, but if she's not Hispanic, then I shouldn't be doing that. So then I started researching more. And apparently, this is what goes on in the Philippines. So when it comes to people of Spain, America does consider that a Hispanic country because it's a Spanish speaking country. So our government considers that a Spanish type country. Now, it is different for that of Brazil. America does not consider Brazil a Spanish country because they don't really speak Spanish there. I'm confused as much as anybody else. And as for the Philippines, they don't even consider the Philippines to be a Spanish speaking country because they really don't speak Spanish. And now here's the thing about the Philippines, East Asia, and Hispanic, Latin Americans, or Latin Filipino people. See, it took me a good long while to research this because I was like getting stumped, but I finally think I figured it out. Apparently, this is what happened back in the olden days when they used to get on boats and go to other countries and stuff. A lot of soldiers and a lot of people who traded supplies, they decided to live over there. They said they wanted like a peaceful existence or whatever, and they colonized part of the country, and because of that, they influenced a lot of the culture over there with their last names, their religion, and their language and everything. So of course, they probably like made it with some of the people over there, and that's why some of them have more darker colored skins. But yes, indeed, there are Hispanic people living in the Philippines in the east part of Asia and stuff. So therefore, Lorraine is indeed Hispanic and everything, but she's also considered like Asian, similar to if a person be like born in America and say they're like, I don't know, like Chinese, they'll be like a Chinese American or something like that, or in the terms of Tia Carrera, who is born in Hawaii, so she's considered Hawaiian. She's also considered American, but her family heritage come from that of the Philippines, China, and someplace else over in England. I think I can't remember. It might be Irish or something like that. I can't remember. I have to look back up. So yes, so she is actually in fact Hispanic as well, and so is Shay Mitchell, who is part Filipino and part something else I forget and stuff. So it is very fascinating. I wish they would teach this stuff like in school and everything, but they never did. And a lot of people don't know this. And I'm 8 minutes in. I ain't talking about the episode yet. So I just wanted to clarify that and everything, and stuff, because I was all like, why did they pick the Asian girl to play a Hispanic girl? I didn't understand that. But then again, why did they pick a Filipino girl to play that of like a Mexican girl? Like they always do that in casting. But back to the Filipino thing. So it was like countries like Colombia, Spain, and that of Mexico that went over to the Philippines and colonized it and stuff. But yeah. So I don't know why Disney does this. A lot of the Hispanic characters they're supposed to be Mexican are almost never played by Mexican people. A few of them actually are and stuff. Actually, a good number of them actually are. But not really when you actually look down at the races and stuff. I don't know why that is. Well, actually, I kind of do. It's because of what this one Italian lady said who played a Mexican one time. It's what her casting coach told her. Basically, if you look ethnic and everything, then you can technically, they think you can play any type of role that has like an ethnic look. Hollywood does. In fact, Lorraine, the reason why she went by her first name is because she was told to act more white on the Lizzie McGuire show and everything. Like she was told to tone down her ethnic culture and everything. I believe that because one, why would she lie? And two, Raven Simone was told a very similar thing. And the lady who played Angela in Boy Meets World was told not to act so urban and everything. It's sad. They put you on these predominantly white shows. They want ethnic people, but they don't want you to act ethnic. So because of that, she really didn't embrace who she was and everything, her Latin side. So she just took away her last name and just went by her first name. But now, I think in her 20s or 30s, I don't know how old she is now, but she's learning to embrace her like East Asian like side. Okay, I'm 10 minutes in, and let me start talking about this episode. So, it is Halloween time and they had to do decorations and everything. And at the school, Kate is the one in charge of everything. So everybody's on the committee that normally is on there. Gordo, Lizzie, and Miranda. And so Lizzie wants to be Vampira and she wants to be down in some type of like place where they had to do like the party thing. Kate says yes, but she has a sneaky way to it. See, Kate's a very bad girl, a mean girl. She's the ultimate mean girl. She is one of the original Regina George. She's not really a Karen, but in this episode, she acts very Karen towards that of Miranda. Miranda's all like, well, since we're doing Halloween and decorations, how come I can't put some of my culture in there from Day of the Dead? And so she explains to people what it is. It's like a Mexican holiday culture and stuff. And she's like, I have tons of decorations and artifacts and all this other stuff that I can like use for decorations. And Kate literally tells her, like, nobody wants to see those lame decorations from your people and blah, blah. Boy, that was some racism right there. And stuff like, that was some early Disney stuff right there. Racism. Like, Kate literally tells her, like, nobody wants to see, like, your lame stuff and all this other crap. And so normally she's not really a Karen, but in this episode, boy, she turned up her mean girl factor. So she tricks Lizzie into cleaning out the custodian office and everything. And instead, Lizzie is not Vampira. Kate's going to be Vampira. And she makes Lizzie into a clown. Now, remember Miranda's parents show up. They have like the decorations and everything. And so then Kate starts to like suck up. Oh no, Miranda, I never said that. I love your parents and your culture and blah, blah, blah. Boy, she is such a. She was like, she's one of the best mean girls on TV. But the actress is actually sweet as sugar in real life and everything. So let's get into like Matt a little bit. So Matt wants a Halloween costume. He has Lenny over there. Lenny is his mute friend who never talks. Lenny is like the only black character on the show. He's a recurring character and he never speaks. He just a mute. But somehow Matt understands what he says. And then he gets written out towards the second season in favor of Matt's like friend who's kind of like his girlfriend and stuff. And so like Matt for Halloween, he wants his intestines turned inside out, the type of costume, you know. And so Lizzie, she's like happy because she don't have to hang out with her brother. She hates her brother. But then the parents tell her, nope, we're passing out trick-or-treating candy and Matt's going to your little Halloween thing at school. She's upset and all this other crap. Anyways, I'm actually surprised that Disney used the term Day of the Dead because like and all the other Hispanic shows, because see, Disney's only had like 5 Latino-based shows and 1 Latino-based movie, and they rarely use like Latino, like, you know, slang and references and this and that. And then their Latino Halloween episodes, there really aren't any. The only one I can think of is Wizards of Waverly Place, and they never even mentioned Day of the Dead. I think that's when Disney was in that wackadoo state, so they didn't want to mention it for censorship. But here, they just really didn't care. And so when Miranda's parents are explaining Day of the Dead, they tell them things. Because see, I've only heard this phrase once before this episode. And where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, a cartoon? And here they explain on Day of the Dead, they actually go to grave sites and they sit down and they have a meal and they celebrate a meal with the dead. And they said they bring tamales and everything as a type of like food for that special day and stuff. It's like a food offering to like the dead and stuff. And that's really all they talk about. They don't really talk about much more. have to like look it up online and stuff like that, you know. But I'm like, wow, they actually explain something about Hispanic culture in a show that's not predominantly a Latino show. And in the predominantly Latino shows, you don't hear much of nothing about the culture and stuff. So anyway, they're there at the party, and Miranda, she is the cat in the hat. Gordo, I have no idea. Lizzie, like I said, is a clown, and Matt is some type of dude with his intestines turned out. Now the parents are home, and they're happy because they're like, no kids, if you know what I mean. And so like, but then here comes the trick-or-treater, some teenage boy. So they're all like, we don't have no candy, so here's like a pop pocket or something like that. And so he gets mad and he throws it in his dad's face. Anyway, so at the party, Kate is being her buttheaded self as she's a vampire, and she's still talking smack about Miranda's like culture and stuff. And I think she moves like the little skeleton couple, the married couple, off the table or something like that. Well, anyways, all of a sudden Matt eats one of the tamales, and so and Miranda's like, you're not supposed to eat the food that we supposed to give to the dead and blah blah. Nah, a curse is gonna come on you. And so then next thing you know, Gordo disappears and he turns into like a little toy. It freaks Kate out. So then Miranda and Kate, they run because they're scared because Lizzie has now turned into a zombie and she's coming after Kate and Miranda. Then the little skeleton toy couple turn into a giant skeleton couple and everything. They start chasing them. Kate is freaking out. Miranda's freaking out. They go back to where everybody else is dancing. And Miranda's all like, quick, to break the curse, you have to like cover yourself in like chips and cookies and like drinks and punch and everything. So Kate's like freaking out, throwing all the food on her, and then she's all like, you have to like, I don't know, like pat your head and rub your stomach or something like that. And Matt's all like, you also have to turn around and shake your little butt. So she starts doing all that. And so basically what it is that since Kate dissed Miranda's heritage and everything, they decided they was gonna get back at her by having all this paranormal activity stuff happen at the party. And Kate believed it because she's like scared of shit and everything, which taught her a valuable lesson: respect people's culture, especially that of people of color. And boy, did she learn a lesson, all right. And so it ends with the Miranda parents going to the house of Lizzie. Well, the parents think it's that teenage boy, so they get oatmeal and the water hose spray. The parents throw the oatmeal on them. Yeah. So this is 17 minutes and it's like a 20-minute episode. I hate talking the length of an episode, so let me cut it off now. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.